Hello and welcome back to 2 Minutes with Money. Today, let's talk about something incredibly simple, but so powerful. Fear. It turns out that fear and money are deeply connected. A lot of people avoid dealing with their finances, not because they don't care, but because they're afraid. They're afraid to look at the numbers, afraid to see past mistakes, afraid to feel like they're behind everyone else. So, what do? They avoid, they don't check their bank balances. They don't track their spending. They don't make a plan. And it's not because they're irresponsible. It's because the whole idea of money creates this huge wave of anxiety. In the short term, avoidance feels safe, right? It feels like a relief. But that relief comes at a very high cost. Because when you avoid your money, you're actually giving it control over you. Those numbers in your account only feel terrifying when you refuse to look at them. Let's be totally honest for a second. Most of our financial stress does come from the amount of money we have or do have. It comes from uncertainty. It comes from not knowing where we stand. When you don't look, your imagination runs wild and fills in the gaps. And let's face it, our imagination is rarely kind in those situations. So, what do people do instead? They delay. They distract themselves. They just hope for the best. But hope is not a strategy. Clarity is a strategy. Now, I want you to imagine this scene. You sit down, you take a deep breath. You open your banking app. You look at the number. Your heart starts racing. Your whole body tenses up. But then something amazing happens. That overwhelming fear starts to shrink. Why? Because now it has a shape. It has a number. It's a reality. And reality, even if it's not perfect, is always easier to handle than the nameless monster of fear. You might not love what you see. That's okay. But the crucial thing is, now you can act. And taking action is the single best way to reduce anxiety. Avoiding it just feeds the fear. This is why I always say that facing your finances is an act of courage. It's not about being a genius. It's not about having perfect discipline. It's about being brave. You don't need to fix everything today. You just need to look at just one number, one list of transactions. One single moment of honesty with yourself. That is more than enough to start changing everything. So many people think financial confidence comes from having a lot of money or making perfect investments. It doesn't. It comes from familiarity. The more you look at your money, the calmer you become around it. It stops being this scary monster hiding under the bed and transforms into what it really is, a tool that you can learn to use. And what about mistakes? We all make them. We've all overspent. We've all made decisions we regret. Those moments don't define you, but avoiding them, pretending they didn't happen, that doesn't erase them either. Looking at your mistakes is what gives you the power to learn and grow from them. Real growth starts with acceptance, not with shame. If you feel fear around money, you are not broken. You are human. And the solution isn't to put more pressure on yourself. It's gentle, repeated exposure, just like getting used to cold water. Try looking at your accounts once a week. Write down one financial goal. Ask one question you've been avoiding. Fear shrinks when you face it, so for today, don't promise yourself you'll make huge, drastic changes. Just promise yourself you'll be honest. Promise yourself you'll look. Because the money you are brave enough to face can't scare you forever. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more. I'll see you next time.